Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a Massacre Monday, or at least that's what we're celebrating here on Twitch. Many thanks to everyone who's joining, Chairman Wu and Slav Squirrel especially, as always, giving their fantastic commentary, suggestions, and telling me when I do stupid things to tell you guys not to do those things. This is a Witcher Alchemy deck. I talked about this, so I just decided to create it, but we're running like a weird amalgamation that no one else is really using. It gives us a lot of fun stuff with Merdromes, Mutation, Gigascorpion Decoction, Delirium, and then we've got Crow Mother in here for some awesome point play. I think if I was to say if there was anything missing from this, it would purely be some draw consistency. So if you wanted to sub in Burn a Bran and some Torsic Skirmishers for the Bear Witcher at depths, I think that would make a good sense. You could probably sub out Trial of the Grasses, but we are making this as a deck for you to see exactly kind of how much you can do with Alchemy, crazy value you can get with Trial of the Grasses onto some of these Witcher students. You can also use it onto Yurden or onto Quen. Quen is phenomenal onto Arnagod, and then Vesemir Mentor just giving you crazy play onto all your Witchers. Ceres gives you some consistency. Crow Messengers do the same. And then Ermion gives you a tutor out for one of these alchemy cards, of which there are many. So, let's jump into a game, show you guys how this works. It's pretty fun. Is it as good as the Skellige deck? No. Skellige's broken good right now. I thought that, it's going to be fine. But having played it, Skellige is just so good. And it's so easy to set it and forget it. It does take some smart play and some proper row placement. And it plays well in a mirror because Gezra's boosts to range and damages to melee, so you want all your stuff on ranged anyway. And there's not a whole lot of ways the opponent can move your stuff. So anyway, really good value, I find. Alright, so Crow Messenger works really well here. Merdrome I don't have use for quite yet, but Arnagod is the one we really want to keep in deck. Shield Maidens definitely go in. Crow Mother looking really nice here. I don't have Ceres, so even if I breaked into another Shield Maiden, it'd be the same as what I have right now. So we're going to shoot for that. Trial of the Grasses works pretty well for us, but we're going to start off here with Crow Messenger, just in case the opponent forces us to draw something. If I was a betting man, this is going to be a V deck, so we have to be a little patient here. Now, I have said if you really want to be super competitive in this current meta, you should bring Yurden. We have it in this deck. We're just going to have to keep a close eye on that. Delirium would knock both these Andregalarvas out. That's pretty good value for me, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. Don't really have a great way of getting at V. I want to push this round at least until I can play Vesemir Mentor, just so I can get all these Witchers boosted up. Now I do like this boost onto a Bear Witcher Quartermaster when I have Ceres. That way I can damage the Shield Maiden. I don't have that here, so we're just going for the Crow, just for generic play. I do kind of want to save this Gigascorpion Decoction, but I do have access to Crow Mother with Selective Mutation, both these Merdromes, and the Merdrome I can get from Leader. So I do want to deny this value to V. And for those of you who have not played against V decks, you're lucky. No, but the biggest thing to be aware of when you're playing against a V deck is just that they need some way to consume V. If they don't get that, they're really stilted and they run into a lot of problems. So here we're just running an obnoxious amount of removal just to shut these guys down, keep them pinned back, and hopefully force them out of this round. V's just going to top our score no matter what we do here. So I'm thinking we're probably going to take a pass here. Vesemir Mentor is only going to come down for 4 points, so I'd rather play him in a different round. Garrett would have his Adrenaline spawned, so he is not going to get full value. So we're just going to go ahead and take a pass here. There's the V. The opponent wanting to get this out and consume it as many times as possible. We're just trying to cut that value, force them to play it over as many rounds as possible. Well, yeah, we no, he spawned. The V was consumed plus the points on the Andrega larvae. We wouldn't have made that with Vesemir. All right, here we get what we're looking for with Ceres, and we get Mardrome here as well, which works quite nicely. We will need to put Arnagod back. Here it's gonna be Yrden, which is unfortunate. That goes our whole gameplay. Oh, it's kind of over for us at this point. Yeah, we kind of lost this game, not gonna lie. Oh, I misplayed here. I was going for Bear Witcher Quartermaster. Bear Witcher Mentor was never going to get value. I mean, we get it on this Deafening Siren that gets damaged, but everybody else boosts. I guess we could get some damage against the Quacks, but that's about it. Now we're going to see V played probably for the rest of these times. Since the opponent got our Geralt Yrden out, he can play without any regret. There's not a ton we can do about it, unfortunately. Now we do want to damage as many of our own units as possible, and I do want to get this Gerd out to damage this Quacks and nominally this Akimara. Just technically more points. Nilfgaard is the best counter to the V deck. You're able to use like wear it to put it on top and then go ahead and steal it. But you have to be able to do that after they've passed. So it is kind of a deck that will play and play and play without you being able to do much about it. So here we get the consistency we're looking for. We also get out more Witchers. That feeds into Vesemir Mentor quite nicely. And this is going to get us probably another Bear Witcher Mentor. Oh, sorry, Bear Witcher Adepts. And we're doing this just because Arnagod is going to come down. And we want him to come down first against these damaged units. And then we'll play Vesemir Mentor after we've dropped down Arnagod. Won't really matter. Typically what you want is Arnagod out with Geralt Quinn. That will prevent a V play because the V will automatically die. And it will get replayed again with +3 value, but it is problematic. And here you're seeing the opponent just filter in as many of these consumes as quickly as possible. Heat Wave will otherwise ruin the V play, and you run into a lot of problems. And then here what we're going for, we want Arnagod out. He's going to get a lot of armor value for each of these damaged units. And then we'll use Mardrome to get him boosted up so that he deals as much damage as possible to V. But there's unfortunately just not enough value here. Nothing that we can do to stop this play. He is going to do 18 damage or 16 damage to whatever drops down. And nearly kill himself that way. Unless the opponent plays Foglet, then we are where we are. And the opponent goes for the 2-0 here, which is probably a good choice. We do get all of our Witchers boosted, and we set up some armor here with Mardrome. But it's just not quite enough value. You do see us putting up a lot of points though, and I did play that Bear Witcher Mentor at the wrong time. So theoretically we could have put up a few more points, but losing Yrden is what cost us that game. My son is awake and sharing his feelings. For those of you who haven't noticed yet, if you bought Cyberpunk, you get a free cool looking card back. Cyberpunk is pretty fun. We're streaming it off and on my stream, having a good time. But let's jump into another game. Show you guys how this deck can work. Hopefully we can get a little bit better draws. Skellige movement is busted though. I will say the one good thing about the Skellige movement with this deck is we like a lot of damage. Doesn't really matter where it is on our side or the opponent's side. Alright, so now we get to draw into whatever cards we want without any fear. We get Gerd, we get double Quartermasters, we get Saris, and we get Selective Mutation. If I can draw into our good old friend Vesemir, that'd be awesome, but if not, we can use Geralt Quinn for him. So let's see what we can get. Oh, I'm glad to have Yrden in hand. Alright, so we'll go for a Quartermaster. We just want to get him buffed up right away. People aren't really contesting these a lot. I find not a lot of people are playing Saris, so typically they just come out here and they stick. Works for me. And we want to play Gerd as the 6th card played. That way it's not activating that Adrenaline 4. Getting the most possible damage out of him. This is a typical play. People boosting up these sentries, they just represent a ton of value. But we're just being patient here. Selective Mutation will also get us Vesemir. Yes. It will get us Vesemir now because Vesemir does have an Adrenaline kicker. So we'll save Geralt Quinn for a later match. We don't have a great way of contesting this Matron except that Geralt Yrden will play really well against it. So just going to be patient here. We're not in a rush. We're going to put up a lot of value here with these Mentors. And with Gerd. This is actually kind of nice. Works well for us. Now remember, we need to play Gerd 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 before next turn. We are going to take Selective Mutation here, and we're probably going to put back this Bear Witcher. He's just not a ton of value to us this round. We will take Vesemir Mentor. Bear Witcher's better in a later round. Do note, though, that this is a Battle Trance deck, so every time we are playing an Alchemy card, as we just did, we are getting that boost. But here we're all set up for a Vesemir play. I do want to get Gerd out, just in case this is a longer round. These Dwarves play really well for us here, though. I just hope that does exactly what it does, so that works out for us. We're just being patient here. Gerd and Saris are the tallest cards we've played so far. The opponent also playing just a bunch of bronzes, so we're pretty happy with where things are. But again, just being patient here. We're good. Vesemir Mentor is just representing crazy value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. 11 points here. And we have Yrden as the kicker just so we don't lose on evens. I would have preferred to have Crow Mother, but this works. We're in a decent spot. Geralt Quinn will get us Arnagod with a shield. Would have gotten it for us already. And then Arnagod at Adrenaline 4 comes down with that armor. So he'd come down with a bunch of armor and a shield. But here I'm basically just trying to pull out a Gezrus from the opponent. Bran's pretty good here against this Bear Witcher Mentor. But the opponent has to be a little careful about spacing here. Running out of room. I think I'd like Arnagod in the later round, so we'll just go for Mentor here. So you see just enough value here. The Cat Witcher does move down, and this Dryad Matron does move over. I like these two to both be back up again. So we will go for the Quinn Arnagod play here. Wasn't my preference, but it'll work. We could also go for Bear Witcher, actually. In fact, I might do that. Bear Witcher won't damage himself because he'll have that shield. So it gives us some flexibility. Have to be careful about what they decide to play here. Saboteur makes good sense. Probably on this Gerd. It's going to pass 6 cards. So this is 3 plus 9 plus 4 damage, so it's just enough to get us out of this pickle. I don't really want to kill anything off. Because I want him to be jammed up on this row. I definitely don't want to hit this boar because he's going to get boosted. So this Cat Witcher moves back first. He's now tied up here where he no longer has enough room on the ranged row. So we get out of our pickle. Was rough, but we still maintain Jurden, we still maintain Arnagod. Now, really what we need is Crow Mother. We'll take these messengers, though. Put him back. Put that back. Alright. Would have really liked to have Crow Messenger here, but we are where we are. So, Trial of the Grasses, you've seen it played as a 6-point removal. You can also play this onto a Bear Witcher student for a 10-point play. If you're using Armor Up, those come down at 1 point with 10 points. Oh, this is excellent for us. Yeah, we're kind of just done here. Although, they're going to struggle to put up value, and Gezrus won't damage these crows. He just will get defensive play here. And we do have Delirium and Trial of the Grasses as removals still available to us. So we're just going to force this into a really tight round with Arnagod coming down to crush the souls out of our opponent. But Arnagod with Battle Trance, you saw how he plays really well with armor. Even without armor, it's going to boost him up. And he's just going to remove anything the opponent puts down on the board before they're able to get it boosted up. So while I really do love Skellige, you can see they do have some weaknesses. Geralt Quinn coming down for the opponent here. Gezrus would be my expectation. But we see Cat Witcher instead. We're gonna take the pass here. It is possible they could yeet wave my Arnagod. I don't want all of my mare drones. Oh, man. There is the possibility that we don't draw into Arnagod. Alright, well, this plays for 9 points onto Yurden. That might be our play. Should have played Herd Arranged. That was a mistake. Though hopefully we get the Gezrus play and then we can nail him with Delirium. We should have gone for Bear Witcher Depth as well. This is fine. But despite getting a lot of thin, we just get really bad draws. Not a ton we can do about that. The opponent goes for the kill here on the Bear Witcher Adept, which makes sense. Would have been better on the Yurden. But Yurden's just finding minimal value right now. There he is. He's going to move to melee, so that'll be convenient for us. Oh no, he's going to ranged. Alright. We'll nail him when he goes back down to melee. Hello. You wanna come up? Everybody say hello to my son. Oh! Beautiful kill on the Crow Mother here. Oh, okay. Welcome for a nice intermission. And he passed for us. So... Oh, well, I mean, we were probably going to lose that anyway, but that's what you get when you have children. They do awesome stuff like that. All right, we'll get into one more game, and hopefully we don't have the keyboard jammed on us. Real life plays. All right, one more. You have to be quiet. Don't worry, YouTubers. My son loves to play video games on this phone, and he'll be content sitting right here, just below camera sight, for legal purposes. All right, we get the Bear Witcher Quartermaster. We do get Arnagod. I paid the price for using Gwent last time. I don't want a brick, so that's really what I'm trying to avoid right here. Double cross is interesting. You getting that out of here? Is that in your way? Okay. There you go. Well. Hopefully we didn't want that. Oh, man. It has no adrenaline, so I have no way of drawing it. I'm just kind of hosed here. Continue playing here. this if he wants to. It's not our day, friends. Just get Crow Mother out here, that way we have some value. To carry forward. I like to save Saris for value next round. We can go ahead and use Leader Charge if we need to, just to make sure we're getting out those Shield Maidens from our deck. I like Gerd here just to ping off the shield on Hefty Helga. Giga Scorpion Decoction would have automatically removed it. But I have a sneaking suspicion we might need that later for something else. This is an interesting play. I guess the opponent just wants their own Crow Mother. I would use this charge. Alright, we're done here. We're drawing into our Yurden unless he flips it somehow. He doesn't. He would have to go down a card. So that actually works out for us. I'm not 100% sure why he used Wear It, the All-Seeing there. I think he used him and then forgot that he used him. Alright, so we get Quen. We can put Arnagod back safely now. I don't want to do anything else because I have exactly what I need. Do need Vesemir Mentor, so we're going to just start off this party with a wonderful play with Selective Mutation. And we'll go ahead and put back... This Bear Witcher Mentor is not going to find a lot of value this round. But we get out Crow Mother from the Selective Mutation play since it's an Alchemy card. The nice thing about going up against Double Cross with Yurden is I'm not at all worried about the opponent stealing my Yurden. We don't have a ton of boost going on. We're going to be stacking. I should have played these deranged. We are going to be stacking the row here. Yes, sorry. And there was a question from Chairman Wu earlier on. Gezras only attacks melee row, and he only boosts ranged row. So he's only... That's why you'll see Goyatel players play all their stuff to ranged, avoid melee, and try to push all of your stuff to ranged to melee row, so that they're doing damage to the maximum value and boosting themselves to the maximum value. Attorney Joust here doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But who am I? Just a guy who lives here. Just gonna go ahead and remove this Glennis. She's a powerful engine with a lot of value, and I want to force the opponent out of this round as quickly as possible. As long as this is anything other than Arnagod, I'm fine. Meridrome is actually perfect for us. It does get them the Crow Mother. Now we just get to lay it on thick and force the opponent out of this round. Try out the grasses onto one of these Witcher students plays really well in this situation. But Vesemir Mentor will be next. He's just a slow play generally. Here he gets us some value. We get the Arnagod pre-boosted. I really hate that I can't see what this is until it's played. They really need to fix this bug. Then we can use this Bear Witcher against this Artorias next round. If the opponent continues to play into this deficit. I mean, they saw our Yurden, so I'm not 100% sure what their thinking is right now. Imperial Diplomacy can get you 2 cards sometimes. Looks like it's only going to get 1. Guessing it's going to hit the Ardfane. Makes sense. I was thinking he does 4 damage, but it's Adrenaline 4, does 3 damage. I apologize. So we should have used him on a different card, probably onto the Ardfane Cavalry next round. But we get the point delta we're looking for. We're not in a rush. This Merdrum is going to heal him because he is damaged right now. Try out the grasses, we'll do the same. Could also here just play Arnagod. That way we don't have to worry about the opponent stealing it from our deck. So the opponent steal the Merdrum. They know we have the Yurden, so I expect them to play around it a little bit. Don't know what this lock's coming down onto. Looks like just preventing that Crow Mother. But we'll drop Quen here with Arnagod. I think it's good value. Then we're setting up for this Bear Witcher Quartermaster with Trial of the Grasses, or just for clean removal. But the opponent's fighting pretty hard here against the bleed. Attempting a bleed, but getting counterbled pretty hard right now. The only unfortunate thing I'd say about Vesemir is that we can't use Trial onto one of these Witcher students with impunity. So here I'd like to see Ermion. One convenient thing about Crow Mother is she goes to the graveyard with lock or not. She's not a Death Wish card. Alright, so we do get Ermion. We do need to put back one of these cards. I'm thinking Delirium is probably the easiest to put back in, but I know it's going to find value. Try the Grasses might be a little bit better, but I like the damage more. So this works nicely. Merdrum is not really all that necessary here. I'd rather have these Bear Witcher Adepts. These guys are just going to come back up to 7 points, give themselves some armor. That works really well. And we get down this Bear Witcher Quartermaster. That way we can ping 2 damage procs against these Bear Witcher Adepts. Use Trial of the Grasses to boost up one of these Witcher students. Worst case scenario, we get blocked out here. Looks like the opponent doesn't really have a great answer. We've yet to play any Alchemy. Our Crow Mother's still waiting in tow. So this Ermion, I mean, it could hit these 2 armor, but theoretically plays for 8 points plus the 4 points from Crow Mother. So a great 12-point play. Dazbog Runestone is Alchemy, so the opponent is going to get out there, Crow Mother. Go to weapons is a little bit weird here, though they do get to get rid of a 7-point capped engine. Certainly not the worst. Here we can go for Trial of the Grasses. I kind of want to hold on to this Yurden just in case we hit something nasty. Bonart plays really well to either row since it's Witcher or otherwise. Just to go for Ermion here. Technically this plays for more value, and we do have armor to play it into. Well, just to see what the opponent has left here. Heatwave coming down for a lot of points. And I think it's going to be just enough. Oh no, we get the reset right here. So it is a tie. Look, that game was very much ours had we played it maybe a little bit differently. Probably should have gone for the Delirium. I wasn't expecting that super late Heatwave. I was expecting that much earlier. But a tie is doing pretty well. Like, if you want to get wins, play Skellige. But until next time, make sure to play around tall removal. Stop buffing your units. Play for the damage. Had we done that, we would have won. But until next time, good luck on the path. Get out there and keep on Gwenting.